Hello, thank you so much for coming back. This is Joanna, also known as Joanna the Medium. I am going to have this intro be very short because they're pretty boring when they're too long. So first and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of you for making 2016 one of the best years for me as far as my spiritual work goes. If it wasn't for you, the YouTube channel, I wouldn't be where I am today. And it is, like I said, one of the most incredible years for me as far as my spiritual work. So thank you, each and every one of you. These are going to be readings, of course, general readings. If you would like a personal reading, that information is right down below. Thank you, each and every one of you who have purchased readings from me in 2016. I hope that you like them, and I look forward to speaking to you again in 2017. For those of you who wish to purchase a reading, thank you for considering me, because there are many, many wonderful readers or mediums out there. Many changes in 2017. It is a year of new beginnings, and from what I remember of the 12 signs, they're quite substantial for most, if not all of the signs, but they're good changes. These are changes that are going to be very good for most of you, if not all of you. Of course, if you would like to listen to your moon sign or rising sign because your sun sign does not resonate, I hear from you that it happens a lot and it's actually very helpful. Also, my readings tend to not make much sense at the beginning of each month, but they make a lot of sense towards the end of the month, and I have been hearing that from you for quite some time, so also consider that. And very quickly, I am doing 2017 6-month projection videos. They will be posted in the next 2 weeks. I will do a video on the links, or with the links to that. They will be available for purchase for a very small fee. So that's coming up very shortly. And I also have my own radio show starting in March. So if you would like me to discuss certain topics or interview certain individuals, by all means, send me an email, or I will probably be doing sometimes free readings live. That will be information will also be posted. Bottom line is, if you would like to see something or hear something, by all means send me that information and I will take it all into consideration, because I will be starting from scratch. Anyway, I think that's all I want to leave with you. It's already past 2 minutes. So I look forward to seeing you in February. Thank you so much again for watching. And if you wish to speak with me personally, that information is down below. And without further ado, here are your readings for January 2017. Bye. Hello, this is going to be a sign or a reading for the sign of Libra. Moon, rising, and sun sign. I have 3 cards face down, as always. I will start off with channeled message first, and let's see what we have for January 2017. I see you putting building blocks together in order to form a firm foundation to something new. This is very much a metaphor or a message for you building or starting to build or starting a foundation to building something significant in your life. The very first thing I hear when I talk about the significance is to do with a relationship. These are relationships of personal nature, more so than work related, though it could be, but I'm going to go with personal relationships, as in romantic relationships first. I hear the words, the ship has sailed, and I don't know how to take that, so I'm going to go and, okay, what he's saying to me is the ship has sailed, meaning the past is the past. There is no point in thinking about what was, what went wrong, how should I have done this or that. I'm being shown to do this and just focus on going forward. So the message about the ship has sailed or the boat has sailed basically means it's gone, it's not coming back. There is no point in staying focused on what was, for that is not bringing you any amount of happiness or satisfaction. I am being shown the number 7 or the month of July. So the number 7 seems to be coming up a lot, and many of you resonate with that. But I often see number 7 even when I close my eyes. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm actually interested to see if any of you know why I always feel 7 around me. But then it comes through readings as well. So for whatever reason, they're showing me the number 7 and also number 8. So not because 7 and 8 falls, in that order, but somehow 7 or July is connected to you. And I hear the word father. So for some of you, you may have a father who was born in July, or the number 7 or 27 is there. I also see 777. I see 7s around me. I also see repeating numbers like 5. So for some of you, you may see a lot of 7s and 5s around you as in repeating numbers. And if you do, that is a message in itself, and you can just look up what that means. But it is shown to me as being persistent. The number 8 is about power. And what I hear is, it's time to bring your power back. Now, this basically signifies that you have left your power, you have given your power, you have had your power taken away. It is time to bring it back. Again, I hear the words, do not be preoccupied with what was. Take charge of what is now and move forward. And I feel like some of you, I actually hear some of you were robbed of your power. This is to do in a relationship. I hear the word mother. For some of you, you are a mother who feels powerless when it comes to your children. And I see a son, could also be daughter, but I see a son. Perhaps you, and I'm going to go back to that situation. What they're showing me is a mother figure who is either separated or who is not with the father of her children, and she feels powerless. And I feel this very much in my gut, and I feel terrible being this mother, and I also feel a lot of guilt. What's happening is that whoever you are, you have taken your power away. Now, this could also apply to men. This is not just exclusive for women. So you could be male or female, but you are dealing with having lost your power or having been robbed of your power, and this seems to be in a relationship. For some of you, it seems to be your kids, they could be young or adult, are not appreciating you for who you are, and they are blaming you for your choices or decisions, either pertaining to your last relationship or the relationship with their father. So that's a very specific message. Obviously, it's not going to apply to all of you, and I hope it doesn't. If this is you, or if this is someone you know who is dealing with this, the message is, and right away I got a pain in my neck. So I actually heard a kink in my neck. So your kids might be giving you a pain in the butt or pain in the neck, and or you actually have pain in the neck, and I just happened to pick it up, so you'll resonate with it just like that. That happens actually quite often. The message here is take your power back, because what I see is the scale is very unbalanced, and you are Libra, you are the sign of stability and equality and balance, but they're showing me your scale when it comes to power in relationships has been lopsided or unbalanced for quite some time, and you are being asked to take your power back and not to give it away so freely when it's unnecessary. And I don't know why, but I'm being drawn to someone who has kids, and sad to say, but they're not very appreciative of who you are, woman or a man, father or mother. And it's I feel sadness when I connect to this, because I see a lot of turmoil within you, and the disrespect I see coming from the opposite side of that equation. So if you are someone, a parent, mother, father, who is dealing with kids, young or adult, and they're being disrespectful to you, and you have allowed it to happen because of guilt or because of not being with the father, or because of guilt, you are being asked to stop procrastinating and take your power back. Okay? And they're asking you to think about this, as in, you are setting an example for your kids or for those who are disrespecting you. And in turn, not only will they keep doing what they're doing because you're not putting a stop to it, if these are your kids, you are setting an example of how they will treat others in their life and also in their personal and romantic life, in their relationships. So you're being asked to think about that. And sometimes seeing clients for 15 years in therapy, seems to be difficult to do things for ourselves. But I always notice that the moment the kids are mentioned and the statement goes something along the lines of, do it for your kids because you're setting an example for them, something all of a sudden just triggers, because we don't want our kids to deal with what we're dealing with. Okay? So enough about that. Now, for some of you, I want to talk about work, job in particular, situation where you are dealing with, is this in a company setting? They could be your own business, but I want to go more with a company setting where you are being asked more and more to do. To spend more and more time with your work and not necessarily compensated. I mean, compensated or not almost makes no difference at this point. But I'm being shown is like your day is being stretched more and more and more and more and more to the point of our here exhaustion. Okay? And for some of you, you are reluctant to put an end to it. If this is you, this is also the same message about taking your power back. Oftentimes, we will be reluctant to put a stop to something because we're afraid we're going to lose it. And in the long term, we end up losing ourselves, and eventually the job ends up being gone anyway. Now, that does not mean that there is no room for compromise. Of course there is. But this is about prolonged situation that leaves the scale lopsided for long periods of time and stretches of it, and never allowing itself to balance out. That's what the message is about. It's not about compromise here. Okay? Now, for some of you, it's almost like you're attracting these situations to yourself. And I'm going, what's going on here? And they're saying to me, it has to do with lack of respect for self. Now, lack of respect for self comes purely and simply from lack of feeling self-worth, or not having enough self-worth within ourselves. When we do that, then we sell ourselves out to somebody else, and I don't mean this financially. We give our power away because we constantly hope to the more we give, the more we give, the more we give. We hope to get recognition in return, which then validates ourselves. That is never a long-term scenario that will sustain itself, because it always fails. It just does. So, point is, you're being asked to take your power back, because once you take your power back, though you will obviously compromise down the road, the more respect and power you have of yourself, guess how others are going to see you? The same way. So if you have challenges around self-worth, if you have challenges around guilt, if you have challenges about not being good enough, be mindful that this particular belief system is only going to help you attract situations and people that will prove that to you. That's why taking the power back and balancing the scale is so incredibly important. Now, he showed me the number 11. I don't know why, but 11 stands for November, and 11, well, it's number 11. Or it's number 111. You see a lot of numbers 111. Somehow the number 11 was being shown to me, and it's supposed to mean something to some of you. Okay. The card, which I hope they always coincide with the message. The first card is the energies that you are leaving behind, but these energies have contributed to where you are today or your situation. And we have the card called Movement, Choices, and Decisions. This is very much it's an earth connection card, pentacles in a tarot deck. 2 to me is a number of choices and decisions. Okay, so I'm going to show you this upward or upright. Pretty self-explanatory. You can see this person standing in front of different doors, deciding which door to go through. Okay, and they're all wide open. It's just a matter of him deciding or her deciding which way to go. Now, because it's shown to me in reverse, what I hear is that you felt you have no choices, or you are coming from a time or from a place of your life where you felt you didn't have many choices, where either you couldn't make decisions because the choices were not there, or you couldn't decide and you are stuck. But that's where you're coming from. That's the old stagnant energy. Now, I want to see how this has contributed to where you are, which is the next card signifying your current challenge or situations. And we have the card 2, surprise, surprise, waiting game. So this is actually about deciding something, but this is about you needing to wait for better timing in order to make a choice or decision. This seems to be connected to your heart, and I don't mean emotions. I mean it's a wand suit. I'm trying to remember the name. The word I was going to say. This is your creativity. This is your passion. This is your fire. So it does talk a lot about work. It can signify work, creativity. It doesn't have to. It could be around relationships. So, but I am going to stick with this work situation or career. And looks like there is definitely things that will need to have you decide something, but the situation isn't quite ripe yet. As a matter of fact, what I see is you doing this, weighing out, weighing out, weighing out. Now, for some of you, this is going to be situation with work where you are deciding whether you should move on into a different opportunity, because before you didn't feel like you had choices, but maybe now they're presented to you. So you're weighing out the options. Maybe you are just starting to contemplate whether you should make a move towards something different. When it comes to relationships, you might be thinking of changing some things regarding the dynamics within your family or within your relationship, but you're just feeling things out right now. So if you are contemplating some decisions, creatively based or emotionally based, and you feel this is not the right time to decide, you're right. The energies are not quite ripe yet. Now, 2017 is a year 1. It is a year of new beginnings. But he's pointing me to January 9th. And I believe, don't quote me, but I believe this is when Mercury retrograde goes away. That's not the proper language, but you guys know I don't know anything about astrology. Well, not much. So wait until the latter part of the month, and I would go as far as early February, in order to make any drastic changes or decisions, whether in your work or in your relationship, okay? And they're not showing me whether it's directly tied to the retrograde, but they are saying to me that there is some information that you might be missing at this point, or it's just not overly clear, or the communication is not going to flow at its best. and therefore it's better to wait. Now, I also feel a slight discomfort in my throat. This is saying to me that there is a difficulty with you needing to make a decision, okay? It's a pressing feeling, sensation, signifies, like I feel stuck. I feel stuck, I feel uncomfortable. I have this proverbial frog in my throat, or lump in my throat. That's what I want to say. So that is about communication, but the discomfort seems to come from you not being sure how to approach it, how to communicate it, how to say it, and it seems to be tied to, again, sense of I'm not going to say insecurity, but there's definitely you're not feeling very good about this. Not that you're not feeling good about this, the decision. It's you're having difficulty expressing it. You're feeling slightly uncomfortable voicing it. And that totally relates to me, as it's being shown, to a little bit of lack of confidence, fear maybe of being rejected, fear of what's going to come to you when you say something. There seems to be, could be guilt. There seems to be that energy around it. Okay? But again, wait until the latter part of January, or maybe even the first week of February, to make your decision or to actually go forward with this decision, okay? Because things are not clear yet. And I see somebody taking off their glasses as if, okay, I'm going to take a rest. So if you've been thinking about something, just kind of give it a rest for a bit and reconvene at a bit of at a later time. Now, the next card is an advice card. And we have the card, perfect, Universe. Beautiful. This is the last card of the Arcana, of the Tarot. This is the last major Arcana card. Universe, it's the world. Basically, what the card says as an advice is, I'm asking my guide, okay, what's the advice card? What do you want me to say? And he says, think big. And if you're looking for jobs, think big. Think big, meaning sky is the limit. In order for one to think big, they have to be pretty confident about themselves. Otherwise, they'll have a tendency to think small. So this message has, these words have quite a bit of message into it. I also hear, don't limit yourself, don't limit your capabilities. In relationships, I feel that whether it's with your kids that I described earlier, or whether you are in a relationship, romantic or otherwise, I feel that you feel slightly less than, or you feel a little bit inadequate compared to the other people or person. And what they're saying here is, don't sell yourself short. If you have a tendency to think less of yourself, others will see you the way you see yourself. Now, at the beginning, they may not see you as less, because they'll just see you purely for who you are, but you don't see yourself that way. But then you will converse with them, and then you will indicate to them that you don't have the greatest of confidence, and they'll basically prove that right to you. So bottom line is, expand your capabilities, expand your abilities to think and feel about yourself, expand your power, expand your awareness. Don't limit yourself. Also, don't feel that you have to compromise your well-being, your emotional well-being, for the sake of somebody accepting you or liking you. Now, that's obviously pretty basic statement and no-brainer there. But if you are dealing with a family member, or if you're dealing with kids, and you're being mistreated or disrespected, don't feel you have to be liked in order to prove a point. Sometimes People need a bit of a shock value in order to realize that they've been pushing the envelope a little bit too far and they have overstepped their boundaries. So point being is, this is all about you taking your power back, and in various situations with various people. And this is the time, they're saying to me, it's a year of brand new awareness for you, and it's also a year of coming into your own. And I see this, not just for everybody, but it's particularly for the sign of Libra. And I feel that's what I have. And what a beautiful way to end this, because you are the sign of balance. And coming into your own will allow you to feel much more balanced, harmonious. I think that's all I have. I hope this made sense to you, and please do keep in mind, these things typically won't make sense to you until the latter part of a particular month, and I hear that and see it all the time. So I invite you to listen to it at the end of the month. Listen to your other signs. They will offer you a greater picture as well. If you would like a private session, please contact me. That information is right down below. And I will be more than happy to have a session with you. And I look forward to seeing you in February. Thank you so much for watching, sharing, subscribing, liking. Without you, I wouldn't do this. Thank you so much. See you in February.